Once, a long, long time ago, there was a good man named Daniel. Daniel was very smart, and he loved God very much. He lived in a place called Jerusalem. But one day a big, strong king from far away came. This king took Daniel and some of his friends. They had to go to a new land. This new land was called Babylon. Daniel was sad to leave his home, but he knew God was with him. He would still be good and wise in this new place. He wanted to please God always. The king of Babylon was named Nebuchadnezzar. He was a very powerful king. He wanted smart young men to help him. He saw that Daniel was very clever. Daniel learned new things very fast. He was also very kind to everyone he met. The king liked Daniel a lot. He gave Daniel important jobs to do in his big palace. Daniel always did his best work for the king. He wanted to show God's love through his actions. He was a good example for everyone. Sometimes the king had big dreams. These dreams worried him very much. He did not know what they meant. None of his other wise men could tell him. But Daniel could. God helped Daniel understand the king's dreams. Daniel would pray to God. Then God would show Daniel the meaning. Daniel told the king what his dreams meant. This made the king very happy. He knew Daniel was special. He saw that Daniel's God was a powerful God. Daniel lived in Babylon for many, many years. He served different kings there. He was always honest, he was always fair, he always did what was right even when it was hard. Many people in Babylon saw that Daniel was a good man. They saw he was wise. They knew he loved his God very much. Daniel never forgot God. He knew God was watching over him in this strange new land. He trusted God with all his heart. Daniel had a very special habit. It was the most important thing he did each day. He loved to talk to God. He knew God was his best friend. God was always there to listen to him. Daniel would pray to God 3 times every single day. He did this in the morning, he did this in the afternoon, and he did this in the evening before he went to sleep. This was his special time with God. He never, ever missed it. When it was time to pray, Daniel would go to his room. He had a window in his room. This window faced towards his old home. His old home was Jerusalem. He missed it very much. He would open his window wide, then he would kneel down. He would fold his hands, he would close his eyes, and then he would talk to God. He told God everything that was in his heart. He knew God heard every single word. What did Daniel say to God? He thanked God for all the good things. He thanked God for keeping him safe. He thanked God for making him wise. He also asked God for help. If something was hard, he asked God to help him. If he was worried, he told God about it. He asked God to take care of his friends. He asked God to help the people in Babylon too. He knew God loved everyone very much. This prayer time made Daniel feel strong. It made him feel brave. It helped him to always do the right thing. Even when bad people were around, Daniel was not afraid. He knew God was bigger and stronger than anyone. Praying helped Daniel remember that God was in control. It was like talking to his very best friend. God always listened. And God always helped Daniel to be good and true. Now there were some other men in the kingdom. These men also worked for the king, but they were not like Daniel. They were not good and kind. They saw that the king liked Daniel very much. The king gave Daniel important jobs. The king trusted Daniel more than anyone else. This made these other men very, very jealous. They did not like Daniel at all. They wanted to get rid of Daniel. They wanted to have his job. These jealous men watched Daniel very closely. They tried to find something wrong with him. They hoped he would make a mistake. They hoped he would do something bad. Then they could tell the king. But Daniel never did anything wrong. He always worked hard. He was always honest. He always obeyed the king's good laws. The jealous men could not find any fault in Daniel. This made them even more angry and more jealous than before. So, the mean men decided to make a tricky plan. It was a very sneaky plan. They knew Daniel loved God. They knew Daniel prayed to God every day. They thought, aha, we can use this to trap him. So they went to the king. The king at this time was named Darius. They bowed low. They said, "O King Darius, live forever. You are the greatest king. Everyone should honor you. Let's make a new law, a very special law." The tricky law said this: for the next 30 days, no one in the whole kingdom can pray to any god or any man. They can only pray to you, O King Darius. If anyone breaks this law, they will be thrown into a den of hungry lions. Oh dear. King Darius thought this sounded like a good idea. He thought it showed how important he was. He did not know it was a trap for Daniel. So the king signed the new law. Daniel heard about the new law. He knew it was a silly law. He knew it was a bad law. But most importantly, Daniel knew he must always obey God first. God told his people to pray to him. So, Daniel went to his room, just like always. He opened his window that faced Jerusalem, he knelt down and prayed to God. He prayed 3 times that day, just like he always did. He was not afraid, he trusted God. The jealous men were watching, they saw him praying. The mean men ran to King Darius. They shouted, "Daniel broke your new law, he prayed to his God, he must be thrown to the lions." King Darius was so sad, he felt terrible. He liked Daniel very much. He knew Daniel was a good man, he did not want Daniel to be hurt by the hungry lions. The king tried all day to find a way to save Daniel, but the law could not be changed. With a heavy heart, the king ordered Daniel to be taken to the lion's den. They took Daniel. They threw him into the big dark pit. It was full of fierce, hungry lions. They put a big stone over the top. The king went back to his palace. He was so worried about Daniel, he could not eat, he could not sleep all night long. Very early the next morning, as soon as the sun came up, King Darius rushed to the lion's den. He called out with a sad voice, "Daniel, servant of the living God, was your God, whom you serve all the time, able to save you from the lions?" And then, a voice came from the den. It was Daniel. He said, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and the angel shut the lions' mouths. They have not hurt me at all, because I was found innocent in his sight. And also before you, O king, I have done no wrong." The king was so happy, he was overjoyed. He ordered Daniel to be lifted out of the den. Daniel was perfectly safe, not even a scratch was on him because he had trusted in his God. The king then made a new law. He said everyone must respect Daniel's God. The mean men who tricked the king were punished instead. Daniel was safe, and God was honored.